All right. And now we are going to go on to Tauruses. My Taurus. What do I have for Taurus in the month of December 2025? Okay. We're just popping everything out. These cards are just flying all over the place this month, guys. All right, let's see. What do we have for Taurus? For my Taurus this month in December 2025, I feel like you guys have a pretty good, grounded energy and mentality of yourself. But I feel like this might be, a little too stubborn. And it's kind of playing off of, Aries's reading that I just did a couple minutes ago of having that fluidity and having that change and movement. And I feel like with you guys, this is honing in more on your money and your finances. That with you guys, Taurus, I don't really see you having the energy and vibe of spending, for, just free range, buying things and, you're not really thinking about purchases and you're just splurging for the fun of it. I don't see you guys having that mentality. And I feel you guys being very, very strict with your finances, almost not a hoarder mentality. It's good to get your money up, but I feel like you're being a little too tight on your money and you're squeezing it a little too tight, which can have a little bit of a negative effect. When we hold on to things that are too tight, we can suffocate it and we can stuff it out. So with you guys, Taurus, and the mentality you have towards your finances of like keep, must hoard, must build, must, can't let go, can't spend, can't treat myself, that's going to have a little bit of negative kickback and not necessarily the reaction and the goal that you were looking for in getting your money up. This might actually hinder your ability to boost your finances, to get more money. The universe might kind of slow down a little bit on that flow of money. And, you kind of had over the last month, like maybe a little bit of like a bottleneck stuck here with your finances flowing in because of Mercury in retrograde. But Mercury retrograde is over now. We might have some residual side effects of that for the next 2 weeks into December, but for the most part, it's pretty much done. So your money should be flowing. Your money should be coming to you freely. But if you have this energy and maybe like a lack mentality of I can't spend, I have to save, I can't be poor, I need to make sure that I have this money. Again, it's going to keep that bottleneck, it's gonna keep that slowdown of, like, suffocating it a little bit. You're kinda snuffing out the air that it needs to breathe to grow and to move forward. So this month, Taurus, something that would be beneficial for you guys to, pay attention to and, focus on if you're noticing this, like, slowdown with your money is to spend a little bit. Spend a little bit of your money. Treat yourself, also, when you look at your money, look at it as, I love money. Money comes to me. I'm grateful for money, but I'm also okay to part with it. I'm okay to let it go, when I need to. And that's a mentality that you guys should be carrying, with you into your future business and your future endeavors of money comes and goes. Nothing's ever guaranteed. Nothing's ever secure. But when you have that money, allow it to feed you, so you're like literally and figuratively, right? Like you're putting food on the table, but you're also feeding yourself. You're feeding your inner child. You're feeding your joy and your happiness, which is an extremely, extremely, extremely important, you know, um, goal that you need to have for yourself and something that you need to continuously live by with spirit and with the universe is playing and rewarding yourself because you can learn all the lessons that you need to be doing on earth. You're learning your lessons, you're working hard, you're emotionally evolving, you're moving and growing and growing and growing, but you also need to make sure that you're taking that hard work and using it in that play mentality, in that joy mentality. There needs to be a balance. And I feel like you guys are kind of somewhat out of balance financially with that. So do something this month to focus on rebalancing that. And even to setting up a goal, or a routine for you guys once a month, at least, I would say 2 times a month, but at least once a month, go do something to treat yourself, go do something to spend yourself, take time away from your family or, from work or doing things, where you go out, and it doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to book a 5-star hotel vacation. Go to the movies one night, Spend the $15 on a ticket. Go out to dinner. Go get yourself a cup of coffee once a week. Do these things where you're chucking a little bit of money into your happiness, into your joy, into things that are feeding this part of you, and you will start to see this money come back. You will start to see it pay out. And if you're worried about, again, your finances where you're looking at it and you're like, I can't spend. I can't. I don't have the money for a car. I can't. You do. I'm telling you, you do. The universe will pay that back. You're not going to have a dent. That couple dollars worth of coffee, or, a couple dollars on a lunch, or going out and, buying a new book, buying a piece of jewelry, whatever. It's not going to kill you, within reason. Okay. Don't charge out your credit cards. But again, within reason, it is going to come back to you. And again, maybe even double. Okay. So keep that energy of being free and flowing with your money and allow it to come back to you. Good luck, Taurus.